Hey, what's up guys? Cless here. I'm going to show you another Unicorn Overlord unit guide that helped me roll over the Bastorius region. If you're having trouble with the difficulty spike in the area, this unit only requires 2 core items and 3 characters on the squad to function. You could do whatever you want with the squad after that. I'm going to show you how it works and we'll break down the details. Okay, so let's get right into it. The only 2 limited items required for this build are the Millennium Scepter and either the black cat ear or white cat ear hood. This can be obtained from Coliseum coins, and the white cat ear hood can be obtained for divine shards from the divine shard vendor. The Millennium Scepter can also be obtained from the divine shard vendor. The only other item that's important for this build is the Familiar's Choker. These are very abundant, as well as a couple Lapis pendants and Carnelian pendants, but those are a dime a dozen when you get into the Bastorius region. So let's talk about the setup. I'm using Yahna, a witch, as this is core to the build. Either Yahna or any other hired witch will work. For this build, you're going to have the Millennium Scepter using Trinity Rain as your main nuking skill. You have to be level 25 to have learned Quick Cast to make this function. So for Yahna, I'm going to have Trinity Rain as my top priority, Quick Cast as my only passive skill with no conditions attached. Now I'm using Hodrick in the front row to provide my quick impetus. You can use any character of your choosing as long as they have the black or white cat ear hood as well as a lapis pendant to boost them up to 4 PP. For quick impetus, my conditions are going to be set to back row and highest magic attack. That's going to make sure that it only targets Yahna when she uses her skill. In the event that the initial setup fails, I'm going to have some backup skills on Hodrick like heavy cover or row cover, prioritizing the back row with heavy cover, and own PP is 3 or less. I want to make sure this is set this way so that he doesn't start covering ever prior to using the quick impetus. If for some reason he loses 1 PP and can't use the quick impetus, these skills will start to fire off at 3 or less. For the rest of Hodrick's skills, you can build it any way you want, as none of these skills are required or core to the build. It's really up to you how you want to round out the unit from here, as long as you don't disrupt this quick impetus. For Sharon, the only thing required is the Familiar's Choker so that we can use Sorceress Connection on Yahna. I'm going to set that to target the back row and highest magic attack once again. And then I'm going to put Refresh on her because I want to cleanse the debuff that Yahna creates on herself using Quick Cast. I'm going to set Refresh to own PP is 2 or more so that I always leave 1 PP available for that Sorceress Connection at all times. Once again, for her active skills, you can customize this any way you want, as none of this is core to her build. As long as she has enough PP to use Sorceress Connection and Refresh to cure debuffs, the unit's going to function as intended. So let's see what this looks like in a mock battle.
At least try.
I was worried there. I'll go
Yahna's
first.
going to use the Quick Cast to open up the fight, giving her maximum initiative. Sharon's going to cure the debuff so she doesn't take the 50% critical reduction on her Quick Cast. The Quick Impetus is going to make the cast fire off immediately. Sorcerer's Connection is going to massively buff the magic damage.
Disgraceful.
And that's an entire squad wipe before they even have a chance to act. So now let's talk about how we can make this build even more versatile. If I add a second witch to this squad, I now give myself the ability to toggle between Sorcerer's Connection or Focus Sight, depending on the squad that I'm coming up against. If I get into an engagement with high evasion units, I can activate Focus Sight and I can deactivate Sorcerer's Connection. This is going to reduce the damage that her Trinity Rain does, but it's going to give me True Strike to wipe out any high evasion units. So if you come up against Flyers or the Werefoxes with low health and high evasion, you can simply swap out these 2 skills to be able to wipe those squads as well. Another important detail on Yahna is to avoid any blindness that you might catch from an opposing shaman. If you give her blindness immunity, it's the only thing that can prevent her skill from hitting while under True Strike. So let's take a look at how it functions with True Strike instead of the Sorcerer's Connection.
Nothing to fear.
Same
Lay
opening.
on. For you.
No further than me.
Allow me.
I was worried there. Any last words?
Here comes the cast, Quick Impetus, and now we're going to get True Strike instead of Sorcerer's Connection. And it's going to hit even the highest evasion units that I had on the opposing squad. Now you'll notice a reduction in damage, but most of the higher evasion units don't have as much health. It's going to guarantee that you wipe them all out. Now, what you do in the 5th slot is completely up to you. I tend to add a little bit more offensive capabilities in the event that I use that True Strike cast, that unit can just mop up anything that remains. So there you have it, guys. That's my quick and easy build to use Yahna to mop up the Bastorius region. If you've seen some of my prior guides, I've also put out a guide on how to do this without the white cat or black cat ear hood, using a few more defensive layers. So check out my content, like and subscribe if you found this useful, and good luck with your liberation.